Oh my god! What? Oh my god, I'm never doing the Nicki Minaj high school challenge again. I held it on 4-inch Steve Madden's for 3 minutes straight. Literally killed, never doing that again, my knees. I got them nicking knees though, so. Hi guys, my name's Hannah Rowe. I'm 22 years old, I'm a Nashville native, and welcome to my Princess Diaries. This ain't a crash out, I'm in a wormhole, and I'll explain more as we go. What is this video diaries gonna serve the purpose of? You just get to see the life of another human being. Crazy, cool, 21st century Y2K, coded. Anyways, anywho, I just want to share my life with you. You guys are Da Vinci. I am the corpse robbed from the cemetery, and you're painting the human anatomy for the first time, and it's just such a beautiful experience we're sharing together. That's this experience. Maybe for some of you. Otherwise, this might just be like the worst K trip you've ever taken. No. Anyhow, what gives me the credentials to speak? Free will. I wanted to start documenting my life because I'm closing out a 5-year cycle and it feels so full circle. And before you hit me with the "but you're 22, what life have you lived?" Girl, enough to give me a complex post-traumatic stress disorder diagnosis. That's how much life I've lived, okay? There's my credentials, thank you and good night. Yes, I've been in therapy for 3 years over my diagnosis, whatever. Needless to say, I want to share my journey because last time I lived in this house, last time I was in this room, I was deciding what major I wanted to choose for college. And it was between acting or theology, world religion studies. And of the two, I gave up on my childhood dreams of acting and decided I would pursue theology, world religion studies. Why, you ask? Because I was a prideful 18-year-old. And on top of that, I had an individual in my very close life throw down the gauntlet of "I am smarter than you and always will be," and I picked it up and said, "Let me go get the degree real quick. Clock it." And that just ended up destroying a relationship because anything you do rooted in pride, anything you choose to make the purpose pain, you will ultimately get burned equally, and it just sucked. So, here's my story. I moved out at 18. I lived alone for 4 years. So this is the first time in almost 5 years, coming up September 10th. But now I'm back with my mom, back in this house, because my life rooted in pride failed. It failed and then it succeeded. So let's talk about how I've succeeded coming out of such epic failure. 2 years into pursuing my degree of theology, world religion studies, although arguably from the outsider's perspective, I was the biggest social butterfly with a big group of friends, I was so miserable. And the saying "misery loves company" is so true because all the people I surrounded myself were miserable. Since I decided I'm gonna make my purpose pain, my whole life has been pain, I'm gonna make my purpose pain, all I was surrounded by was the same pain. Individuals that just canaried that. So what did I do? What any sane person does when they're surrounded by crazies. They start to go crazy. And eventually I ended up going down a very dark path because I didn't want to live. I had no desire to live. In all honesty, the only thing keeping me alive was a cat I found at age 16 who had a heart disease. So while I'm in college and I'm living by myself, I have a cat with HCM that I'm giving medicine to every night. Processing, she has 3 months to live during my freshman, sophomore year of college. Because I graduated high school early and went to college early. So thinking about that. And then I just had nowhere to live because I got kind of excommunicated from the family. Not really, but my contact to my family was very, very limited. So I was very, very isolated. And I'm just smiling saying that now because, babe, you are not that alone.
Editor Hannah here. I feel like I need to dive in a little deeper. When I say excommunicated from my family, I grew up very estranged and isolated from a majority of my extended family, all of my childhood and adolescence. So entering college, when I got my CPTSD diagnosis and I began therapy and I began speaking my truth more, I started asking for help by reaching out to extended family members, forming those relationships again, learning more about my childhood and adolescence that I had blacked out, continued therapy, and then came to learn I really wasn't excommunicated from my family. I had just been very much isolated and had very toxic ideologies indoctrinated into me that I have since broken. So that's what I mean by that.
I mean, I was alone, but I was in rooms full of crowded people. So, what saved my life? What saved me? Because clearly the cat died. Chanel died, yes. She lived into my sophomore year of college, but she died. What saved my life was meeting this kid we'll call Koa. Koa was an individual whom I really prayed for. I prayed for in the capacity of God, universe, show me an individual like this exists and I'll find the inkling of will in me to live. Like I gambled with the universe. I put down that bet and the universe said, I bet, host a party. This kid's gonna come walking through your back door. And that's what he did. He walked through my back door as a +1 to someone else. And that night we kicked it off and the spark of acting bore in me again. Because what was this kid in school for? Photography. He's an artist, artsy kid. You probably can tell I kind of fell in love with him, yeah. But I still hold love for him, deep love. Because as I've said, when this kid entered my life, it was my answered prayer. And he saved my life. But I want to take the word saved and put it here for a second and then strip the knight in shining armor imagery you just got, okay? No, I saved myself. I'm the one that consciously and actively chose to quit making the horrible decisions I was making. This kid just was the inspiration I needed and the encouragement and a very constant figure of peace, support, and love throughout my 3 years of hell. And I pray anyone and everyone in that place I was 3 years ago that says that prayer gets their Koa. so they can sit here today and be telling the story of, guys, guess what? I got my opportunity to choose love and to chase my dreams, and I took it, and it was so worth it. Because it was through Koa that I began modeling and doing freelance work, because he's the photographer. And during the period of time where I got rid of my major, because if you're not meant to be there, the universe will kick you out. He was a support and encouraging me to keep pursuing that degree and pursuing modeling. He just said, fuck it, you're not meant to be here. You know where you're supposed to be. So I started finishing my degree with Florida International online and just really, really working part-time and modeling freelance and for trade. I can sit here and die on the hill that I have yet to be paid for any modeling work I've done. I did it all for trade, and I don't care. I'm not asking for a dime. I don't want a dime from any of the modeling work I've done up until this moment, because it was purely what I needed to just give me purpose to live, and that's payment enough. And through all these freelance and trade gigs, I got scouted at a lesbian bar by the college roommate to my now manager, my now boss. So, needless to say, and having met Koa and having left schools, being forced so out of many places, I really was challenged. If you were given the opportunity and everything stripped of you, would you take it? And my answer every time is yes, I'll take it. Because I was warned by multiple people that in the pursuit of healing and chasing your dreams, you will lose almost everyone and everything. And for some, you will lose it all. And I was one of those that I've nearly lost everyone and everything. I'm very blessed to say I have a very, very close relationship with my mother and my aunt that, outside of my relationship with Koa, is what's keeping me today, sitting here. Before my Pisces grandmother has a heart attack and calls me like, Gah! Shout out grandma, hi grandma, I love you. Shout out my grandma and grandpa and my aunt Lita Blake, go check out her romance books. And my cousin Cecily, go check out her Instagram, Hannah Rowe. She's an up-and-coming director and producer and screenplay writer. Thank you very much. And my uncle. Without that support system, I would not be where I am. Plus my therapist and psychiatrist, I would not be where I am today without this support group. Okay, so shout out to everyone I just shouted out. They are all active members in Team Hannah Wellness, and they are the only individuals that won't sue me, so. A lot of people's true colors started showing the less miserable I became, and the more I kept actively choosing to lead in love, walk in blind faith, and seek peace and clarity only in everything I do. And in following those three things, I've become so successful in being a master manifester and seeing my dreams come into alignment with me. Have I won an Oscar yet? Yeah, no, but I'm still healing. Meaning I haven't given my peak performance yet or booked anything yet, because I'm still trying to align with what that is. And that's what this whole YouTube video and YouTube channel is about. Discovering and displaying what that is. And for how many auditions I am getting, and for what I am seeing in my 3D reality manifest physically, damn, the work I've been doing internally is showing externally. And I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. I'm just grateful to be in the position I am. Even if I don't get an audition, that's so cool to know X amount of money just came knocking at my door. And again, Kiki Palmer mindset. Whatever I don't book, was a flop. Whatever I Do book, Oscar winning, Emmy nominated, 5-star, 10 out of 10, one of the legends, iconic film television shows of the century. Or vertical shorts, I don't care, commercials, whatever pays. I'm just so grateful to be getting to do what gives little me joy again and ride out the ropes of that. Sure, it's kind of sucked at having to pause my degree so I can prioritize my mental health and the counseling and therapies I'm doing to help make peace with the past. But I'm very grateful I did choose my first 3 years in Pride, and I chose my degree of theology, world religion studies, because now I have such a broad understanding and perspective for life that I truly could not be thriving in the position I am today had I not studied various religions and spiritual practices and cultures and philosophy, ethics and politics and all that. If I hadn't studied that shit for 3 years straight, 0 gen eds, well, besides French and theology, I've had my blinders on, and the universe said, bitch, take the blinders off. You're saying you're destined for greatness. Here, show us. I'm showing y'all. I'm flying. I'm a phoenix rising. My wings hurt. They're on fire. Flying on fire is hard, guys. It's really hard. But once you learn it, you kind of master. And that's what we're mastering. We're mastering how to be a phoenix flying with our wings ignited on fire. And I now get to share the journey of love and beauty. I'm so glad I didn't document that 3 years of hell and pain.
You did. It's why you deleted Snapchat. Oh my God.
And even the last 2 months of me really, really closing out. Big moments that I will discuss later on, but legally for the time being cannot, and for my safety's well-being cannot. But I look forward to bringing you all in to Hannah's world and showing you what it's like auditioning, doing trade work, and going to these networking events, and all of the beauties in my life, all the joys that I do have. Because while I may have lost most, if not every individual in my life during those past 3 years, plus everything, I gained so much more internally, and that I'm grateful for. Every friend I lost just made me one step closer to Ariana Grande being my best friend,
And Dana Mojo and Flora Savos.
and every job rejected just means I'm one step closer to being casted in a Christopher Nolan film, or Mike White's next season of White Lotus. And every failure, every door slam, every tear, night alone, whatever. Every experience I've had has just shown me to a whole new capacity the strength I possess. And you possess so much more strength than you think. In summary, the 3 things I hope you can take away, and then I'll end on my 4th final note. 1, please make your purpose love. Don't make your purpose pain. Don't make it pride. Enter every situation leading in the intention of love, walking in blind faith, and seeking only peace and clarity, and you will be the most successful. And my 3rd thing, speak your truth. Don't give a fuck. Let all the intrusive thoughts run out. Let all your emotions run out. Because the more you speak your truth, the more aligned you are with your purpose, and the more successful you are in life. and the more protected you are in life, and you're guided and you're favored and you're provided for, the more life works out for you, the more you learn to shut the fuck up. Yes, are there times to shut the fuck up and listen, but a majority of your life, you need to be yapping. You need to be demanding. You need to be saying, hey, la 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 la, this is what I feel, this is what I think, this is how I'm perceiving the world. And life will respond to you. So my fourth and final note, everything is a lesson, and so may every lesson be a lesson of love. And that's how it will be multiplied back to you. I hope all your prayers are answered. Please know these are tears of joy leaving me. I'm just so happy and grateful for my life and to be where I am and to have met whom I've met. And yeah, I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video, which will be way more happy, upbeat vlogs of just me taking you around Nashville and my life. But I thought I'd start with an introduction video, because, oh my god, who are you? What are you doing on my screen? And you're a fake blonde. Clocked me, you got me. Thank you and good night. I love you guys. Bye.